For this morning's GRE Why ROC segment, we are looking at that major recent announcement, the Semiconductor Superhighway. Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse make up the trio for this region, named one of a dozen of these tech hubs around the country. We have Congressman Joe Morelli here, along with Matt Hurlbut, the president and CEO of the Greater Rochester Enterprise, our guests in studio. Glad to have you here. Congressman, how would you explain how big of a deal this is and what it will mean for this region?
Well, this is enormous. What had happened up until the enactment of the CHIPS and Science Act and the Regional Tech Hub was most of the big venture capital, private sector money for innovation opportunities really resided around the coast. New York City, down in Silicon Valley, it was really hard to attract dollars here. So the concept is that if we make public investments in places that have extraordinary innovation ecosystems, we call it, that not only will the public funding help advance our opportunities, but private dollars would follow. So this is enormous. We competed with 400 regions around the country to be one of only 12 selected as designated as regional tech hubs, but then also to receive funding was really incredibly competitive, but obviously very satisfying.
Net funding, $40 million, that'll help jumpstart
first year.
Huge deal, first year.
Yeah, that's right.
Matt, for GRE and your group, what will this mean for you and everything you do for local businesses and the economy?
Well, actually, Jumpstart's a good way to put it. So it gives us additional resources to help us map semiconductor supply chain opportunities to support companies who have come here like Edwards, AMD, as they continue to innovate, as well as companies that are here already like Corning, Optimax, and so many more that are in the semiconductor supply chain. So it gives us the resources and connectivity from Syracuse, Buffalo to Rochester to support those industries and as well as bring new investment here.
How long was this in the works?
Several years from the legislation, and certainly we appreciate the Congressman's support on pushing innovation and really helping Rochester maintain its status in securing the Tech Hub designation, and as we like to say, all roads lead to Rochester, so we're thrilled.
And on that note, Congressman, for Why ROC, it's one thing to put a name out there to be in the running for this, but you have to have the infrastructure. What is it about this city and the surrounding region?
Well, I think first of all, you start with a workforce that's well-trained, well-positioned to participate. You have two in Rochester, two amazing research universities in RIT and certainly the University of Rochester. And I think you look at just the totality of this. We have had an ecosystem about innovation for as long as we can remember. Even when you go back to the days of Eastman Kodak, Xerox, and Bausch & Lomb, what really drove them wasn't necessarily their manufacturing expertise, although they had that. It was actually the innovation. It's the engineers, the technicians, it's the inventors who have made Rochester extraordinary, and that continues to this day.
And then that goal here by 2030, by the way, the smart NY corridor, the 300 miles, 25% of all the semiconductors made here in the U.S. Congressman Matt, thank you both for being here. You want to learn more about this major project, what's going forward? We've got deep coverage here at rochesterfirst.com. You'll find it under the Why ROC tab.